Got some exciting mail today. GreenStalk sent me one more planter on their beautiful Razzleberry color, and I wanted to unbox it here with you guys and show the color so you can see how it looks like in person or in the camera at least. They sent me a spinner as well, which I'm super grateful for because I love mine, and most of my GreenStalks have a spinner besides one that has a mover. But I'm very excited to have this guy here too. And here is the planter. How beautiful. I've done many GreenStalk unboxings and you guys always see me taking off the envelopes and big stickers. Let me set the camera steady so it's not so shaky. Oops. But I got the 5-tier one, Razzleberry color. And there's a wheel kit for the spinner too, which is awesome. Here we have it. I love unboxing my brand new GreenStalk. Last time I unboxed the one was in the spring last year. And look how pretty this looks. It looks like a little bit the one I used to have, the rusted red. That was my favorite color, so having this one is super exciting. This is a more like a purple tone, as you can see, but it's very pretty. And I'm thinking that I'll probably just do root vegetables on this one, but I'm going to assemble it and put it together inside so you can just see how the whole planter looks like. I'm not going to assemble the wheels right now. I'm just going to assemble this when I put it outside. I'm going to have to wait a little bit since we still have snow on the ground to plant this, but I can show you guys how it looks like here. So if you are assembling this outside, you will obviously fill it with soil. I have videos about that you can watch, but here I'm just going to add the planter with the discs. It fits better once the soil is in because of the weight of the soil, but we're going to see how it looks here just for fun. Yeah, not too bad with the water in this. God, I love this spinner. They just had a sale on the spinner too. So I hope some of you guys are able to get it because it makes a whole difference having it with it really. Oh, forgot to put the water in this. Alright. So nice to have a brand new one. More for our garden. Here it is, beautiful raspberry color, and this color was actually chosen by the customers. GreenStalk did a contest and put a few different colors, and this is the one that was the winner. People voted to get this one. I don't have the wheels on it, but I'm gonna just slide it a little closer so you can see the color better. It will be a little wonky because, as I said, without the soil doesn't fit so well, but with the soil it fits like a glove. It's easy to get the tiers in because it weights to the perfect weight. There you go. How nice is that? This color is going to be only available until the 17th, so you only have a few days left if you want to get one. And they're having an amazing Valentine's Day sale. There's a buy one 5-tier like this and you get one 3-tier, which I'm gonna remove the tiers, and here you can see the real size, how that will look like. Should have kept it in the back, but just thought of it now. But here it is. This is the height of the 5-tier. We've removed 2 tiers. And this is how the 3-tier, oops, will look like. It's pretty good for kids, for, you put the reservoir, how is that? They used to sell a 3-tier one back in the day too, but now they selling the 5. And if you want, let's say, if you buy on the sale, they get 1 5 plus a 1 3. You could also make 2 4-tier ones. You would have 2 that is about this size. So you can do, so that's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool sale to get a free planter. I guess the intent, if you're not gifting yourself, like I was thinking actually with this, it's you can just get one for you and for a loved one. You could gift the second one, or you can keep it to yourself, make 2 4-1s, or keep as 5 and 3, whatever you desire and whatever your garden needs are. But I'm super excited that I have now another brand new one to show you guys. through this growing season. And now I want to show you guys the progress of the seedlings that I have started on their GreenStalk trays as well. Okay, we're gonna start with this one, the black one. You can see that I had sort of mixed germination in both trays. This is the one we're saving for the peas, but I have a different plan for it that I'll tell you guys in a minute. But some of them did great, and I think it's mostly because of the kind of seed I had. The spinach did great. We had all the cells filled, plus one with 2 here that I'm planning to keep as it is. We have the kale that has a last one baby coming up right over here. Oops. But we'll have 6 of that as well. Here we have the burgundy broccoli. That, guys, I thought it was not going to germinate because the seeds are pelleted, and that's why I put it so much, and almost all of them germinated, even though the seeds are old and had the clay coating on it. So I'm planning to actually separate this and add to these empty cells because I loved this broccoli so much last year and did so well on my GreenStalk. And now that I have another brand new one, I'm going to go ahead and keep those instead of just thinning these out. So we're going to separate those together today. And here I have some of the kohlrabi that some of the seeds have 1 or 2, but some have a lot, 3, maybe extra seed fell from my hand on this one. But I want to show you guys something interesting too. You see the difference between this one here that has 1 seedling only and how big it is, and this one that has 3, and how they all kind of small and growing the same size. That's why it's important to separate them or thin them out, because they usually tend to do much better if they're not competing for nutrients or resources in these little small cells. So I'm going to either transfer these guys to some of these empty things that didn't germinate, or thin them out and actually eat it, because those are like microgreens, you can eat them. But we'll decide that together once we start our separating project over there. And here the last one is a sweet chard, which I have mixed experiences with in the past. Sometimes it just took a very long time to germinate, but they did germinate. But now I just have 1, and usually you see there's 2 seedlings in here, but the seeds for these guys and for beets are clustered, and usually more than 1 seedling comes up. So I'm just going to keep the 2 together for now. But I'm still trying to decide if I should just wait a little more or give up on these guys and then transfer some of this kohlrabi that's already doing well in there. Here on this other tray, we had horrible germination on the Lenox lettuce. I even tried to throw another round of seeds without covering this time, because I did read and saw that lettuce needs light for germination, and nothing happened. And this was started on the 22nd, January 22nd, so a long time ago, 3 weeks ago. And on the other hand, our little gem lettuce did amazing, and we have lots of seedlings in here that I plan to keep as is. I have 3 that only 1 seed germinated, which I'm going to try to let it grow to its full size and harvest as a head lettuce, a little one, because it's a little gem. And these guys, the other ones that are together, I'll keep them together and just harvest for leaves and keep cutting it to sort of extend the season. Here we have the salad savor mix, which has seedlings at different stages. This guy germinated first, but is also, I think, a bigger seedling from growing this in the past. I love the chartreuse color on this one. They are mixed seeds, so there's different things in here: bok choy, mizuna, and other Asian greens. There's a little tiny mizuna in here, and another growing together with this. The ones that have 2, I'm also going to leave as 2. There's another little purple mizuna here, because I'm mostly planning to harvest those guys for greens too. Here we have the regular bok choy, just the green bok choy. Some of them are germinated just 1 seed, which is fine. Is that 2 in there? No, just 1. Some have a couple, which I might separate too, because these guys here, the purple one, I had horrible germination, but my seeds were old. I have these seeds since I started gardening from 2020, I think, not even 2021. There's a volunteer something in here. I don't know what that is. Anyway. And they're kind of stunted too. They haven't really grown much, so I might have to add a little bit of fertilizer, diluted. I was thinking I wouldn't need to, because I used regular potting soil, and they're supposed to have some nutrients in there, but they're taking so long to grow that I might add just 1 time just to see what happens. And then since I have so much space in here and there's some extra seedlings in here, I might just transfer some of this green bok choy to these empty cells so we don't waste all of this space. And last we have this here, which is the Sijimi Sai. I also did amazing. I don't know why I seeded so many seeds in there. Maybe I thought the seeds were old also, but some of them came up at multiples like this. So there's another. What is this? There's a couple rogue seedlings in here. It's almost, what is this? I don't know if the seeds came in the soil or they look like herb seeds to me. Sorry. I don't know what that is. Interesting. But anyway, we are going to, maybe I'll separate this. I don't know, I like the seeds Fujimi decide to grow at its full potential because the plant looks like a rosette, so beautiful. But maybe this time I'll let it grow together. We'll see. Let's start with separating the broccoli first, because that's the most important thing I want to do, and then transferring them to these cells. And maybe if I have some time, we'll see how long it takes for us to do this, I might start some other seeds in here that I found. A few things they have never grown before, but I wanted to maybe give it a try to some artichoke this year and some asparagus. I don't know, I have never really grown them before, but they're both perennials and it would be nice to find a place for them in our new home. And then I have some old seeds here of leeks and chives and onions that might germinate or not, but I might also try to start some of these too. I have actually already started some onion seeds as well. This is my first time growing onions, that's why I didn't film a video, because I'm experimenting and see what's going to happen. But I'm going to show that to you guys, or how I did it at the end once I finish repotting this. And oh my god, look at the roots of these things. Okay, you guys didn't see, it was not in the camera. They have outgrown the containers. That's crazy, that's so awesome. So we definitely need to separate these guys and give them some more space, but whoa, vigorous growth over there. But anyway, what I was saying, yes, when we finish doing this, I'm potting the seedlings. Maybe before I start the other seeds, I might not even start today because it might take too long. But once I go in to put these trays under my grow lights again, I will give you a little quick update on everything that's been growing there too, because there's also some nice exciting surprise in there. Most of my herb seeds that I tried with the soil blocking for the first time have germinated. Even the rosemary, which I couldn't believe because I have never really had luck germinating rosemary before. So at the end of the video, we're gonna take a look at that too. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here, I'm just going to move this around. Check the other roots. The kohlrabi roots look pretty good too. Not sure if the camera is picking up. I'm gonna actually check on all of them after doing this. I haven't really lifted them. I was just watering to the bottle tray. But we're gonna put this together or closer to this side because there's more to this here, and I'm going to fill up this cell. This time I've bought my favorite potting soil again, the Fox Farms Happy Frog. I was listening to a few podcasts and I just learned about the importance of starting new seeds with good potting soil, things that have living things in there like mycorrhizae or some, humic acid and some worm castings, because the roots of these young seedlings can start already making relationships with these microorganisms right away, and they turn out to be a much stronger plant. If you guys are curious to listen to the podcast too, I'm going to link in the description box down below. The podcast is for flower farmers, but that applies to any seed starting. I just like to listen to that one in particular. But it's very interesting. There's very good information in there. Even though the soil is a bit pricey, I've decided that I wanted to get it anyway to try to give it a better head start chance to my seedlings. Okay, let me see the best way probably to do this. My gosh, these roots look so good. To just pull this whole thing up. I'll see how easily that came up. Okay, beautiful. And very, very gently, I'm going to separate those seedlings. The less damage to the roots that we do, the best will always be for the seedling. I'm going to very, very gently try to break this apart. I don't want to tear it. I'm not hearing any tearing or tearing right now. So I'm just going to try to tease them. Yes, that's the term. Gently separate them. There you go. Without really breaking them. These roots are beautiful and strong, nice and white, which indicates good, healthy root growth. So now I'm just going to make a hole on this potting soil here. I didn't water it because the roots are already pretty big. I'll water at the end, and this potting soil is really good. Oh, pre-moistened I mean, but I think it's going to be just fine. And I'm transplanting this all the way down to the stem to try to make it even stronger. Even though they're not stretchy at all, those are still already pretty nice and short and strong seedlings. But it doesn't hurt to bury a little bit more. It won't hurt the broccoli either. Broccoli plants are usually okay with doing that. I usually bury the stem a little bit too once I, this one was a little harder, I had too much roots. But once I transplant them out in the garden, that'll be okay. And these guys, you know, I'm just gonna do it out here and then put more soil there since we ended up losing so much soil. There we go, beautiful. So excited for this. This was my favorite broccoli last year. I'm so happy that he's doing super well again this year. Okay, so now let's do one more time. We're gonna take this. I will pop it up with my finger. Super easy with this GreenStalk design, the seed tray design. Show you from the bottom. It has these big holes that it just fits your finger, and it's easy to appot them without having to keep pressing it out once, the same way you have to do with those flimsy nursery cell pots. So that's a big plus. Then one more time, I'm just going to gently separate the roots, tease them apart. Try my best to not tear it. This is how successful I will be with this one. The soil feels really cold, so I'm surprised they're doing so well. The place where I'm growing this, which is supposed to be a laundry room, but we never bought our laundry set, is quite cold because at the end of the house and the heat doesn't really get well there. So it stays a little cooler than our house stays, but still they are doing pretty good. But they're cool season crops, so I guess they don't mind that very much. All right, so now again, beautifully rooted seedlings. Look at that. Oh my God. Can you see the size of these roots? Amazing, right? And these are not even 4 weeks old. So root development is so important, even though sometimes we think there's not much going on at the top, but you know, getting nice and strong roots in the beginning sets up for a very good start for the plant. So again, I'm gonna, with my finger, poke very deep, because I mean, look how deep those roots are. Gently put that, place that inside the hole, and just also tug it in the soil a little bit to make it nice and firm so it doesn't flop over. The roots have a chance to attach again. All right, the last two. Gorgeous. Really having these air pruning cells make a big difference, I guess. My first time using them, I always used the cheap ones before because I couldn't afford to get the better ones. But now I see that maybe having a fewer better ones might be worth it than having a bunch of the not so good ones. So I'm happy we have those. Here it is. Woo! Amazing. Very nice. I'm going to take some of this soil, just put back in some of the cells that I have separated. It gets a little messy when you are transplanting, but then you can just quickly wash this off once you're watering. And here we have our brand new tray with our new babies. Very nice. And instead of only having 6 broccoli, I'm going to have 12 now, which is amazing. And hopefully they will produce just as good as they did last year. Now I'm going to add soil to these 2 cells. Just gonna get it with my hands in here. And I'll put it over the other seedlings, because if this soil falls, it falls into another container over there. There you go. And for this, because they're already in the soil, let me see if I can. Oh, this one has 3 also. How much is this? 2? Those look very healthy. I'm going to take those 2 bigger ones first. These have only 2, so let me see. I'll take these 2 and put in here. Maybe I'll get the soil to fall. Let me just push this a little bit so you can see more. I'll get the soil to fall back into this tray, the same cell. This one has only 2, so it feels a little easier than the 3 entangled ones there. And now, there we go. Gorgeous. Into their new home they go. Wow, I almost got, I don't know, root tearage or tearing is amazing. Very minimal root damage, which is awesome. At least that I could hear. I couldn't hear any tearing. There we go. And now I have, these guys are very small. This one is looking good. I'm wondering if I should just, see, maybe they germinated later. I'll still have 2 extra ones. I didn't want to lose anything, but I guess I still have 2 extras. I'm going to separate this. Once they're smaller, they're easier to separate, but I wanted to film a video showing you guys. Usually when you separate them in a smaller stage, they have smaller roots, which, I mean, not really the case of this one. The roots are still amazing. But from what I've learned in the past, that's what I would have thought so. Okay, fill this up with some more potting soil. Let's see if I can, there we go. This guy too. And this batch of this Fox Farm soil was really good. It came very nice and fluffy, no barks. Sometimes when, you know, buy bagged soil, I guess depending on how old they are or how long they had to really age, they can come a little bit coarse. This one feels amazing. So good, barely any big chunks in there. I'm so happy. So that's good. All right, so now we have our 12 broccoli, and I have to decide what I'm gonna do with this one. If I'm gonna try to separate, maybe one of the seedlings don't look good, so I guess I'm just gonna sacrifice it and pinch. This is what I would do if you were thinning them out. You would cut them. I just pinched with my nails, and then the leaves on this one look a little deformed, so we'll sacrifice this one. I'm sorry. And then those 2, I might grow one of these, you know, actually in a single container, because my husband's starting a school garden at his school this year. He's a science school teacher, so I might actually separate this one to give it to him. Let me go grab a bigger container. Okay, I'll keep a few handy in here in case I need to separate some more and make him a little set. So, last one. Okay, oh, so nice. Let me actually fill this little pot first. And because this pot is bigger, this broccoli will be able to stay here a little longer. I'm planning to plant my outside earlier because I have the protection of the frost cover. I'll take this one. But for him, he's gonna just grow outside in a regular garden. I might have to hold this guy inside for a little longer, even though broccoli is pretty cold hardy. But he'll have a bigger plant to start with that hopefully will get the kids more excited about gardening sooner when they see those nice little purple sprouts. So I still have a lot of space on this tray. Maybe I'll separate some kohlrabi for them too. The kids might find that plant a little bit alien looking, but might be fun to look at. But I'll do that later so I don't bore you guys with it. Don't get this video too long. We just focus on the GreenStalk stuff here. And I'm gonna water this tray. I have this. This is just my coffee kettle, but the water is cold here, don't worry. I filled from the sink, and I find it easier, less messy to use this when I'm watering inside my home. And our first tray is ready. I'm going to grab our other one. And the project for this one is to move, I guess, this bok choy to this cell over here with the empty ones. This might be a little easier. Let's see if the roots are huge too. Not too bad. And the soil on this one is harder to come up as one piece, but it's all right. Oh, this was easy to separate. The roots are not too big on this one. And I think I'm just going to separate from this sujimi side here, too, and then make a little mixed tray of Asian greens on this one. Alright, so quick look before I move this, and this is how the new setup looks like. We're gonna leave this as is and hope that the sweet shards sprout a little later, but all the other things are now thinned out and looking good. And same with this here. Now we have babies in all the cells, but this one over here, I don't know if I might just scrape this algae and try to do maybe a lettuce mix on this cell, but I'm gonna take this out of here because it's just, there's nothing growing. So I'll leave this in here, and we're going to put now this and that back into our grow rack. All right, we got everything here. Let's take a closer look. So here is our black tray, and here's the green tray too. Looking good. I have the pansies that you guys saw in the past all growing here still. They haven't grown much since the last update, but I have put 2 little trays in here to encourage me to put something else in this tray. I haven't thought of it yet, probably some flowers, but it's just here to remind me. The Lysianthus is the same. I put more traps for the fungus gnats because I saw a bunch of them on the soil. So we'll see what will happen to them. Up here is the exciting stuff. Now my new babies, everybody that has sort of kind of started from seed is now on the top shelf with humidity domes on them. That's how I like to start my seeds. I'll start here on this side with the onions, which I ended up putting a heat mat on because it was taking too long and I got worried, but that seemed to have helped because, I don't know if you guys can see, I just saw one little seed rooting in there. You see this guy over here? That's super exciting. I just broadcasted all the onion seeds in here and then covered with about 1/4 inch of potting soil. This is the New York early onion, but usually I don't put any heat mat on my cool season seedlings, so I didn't want to this year, but I was getting worried about this and I really want to have onions this year, so I did it on that. But here are my cool flowers that we mostly started together, those 2 trays. I put a 10-20 humidity dome in here just to try to keep it a little bit more humid to aid with the germination, and it seems to be working because you can see the condensation in there. And I have decided to put some perlite on some of them. I read that phlox needs darkness to germinate, so you guys remember I put some soil on top, but I decided to put some coarse perlite in there to see if I can give more darkness. And some of the more delicate ones, like this is poppies, I decided to add a fine layer of vermiculite. Same with all of the snapdragons. Oops, I gotta be very gentle with this. And we'll see what happens. No germination or anything yet, but we just started this a few days ago, so it's okay. Here I have the herbs that I did trying soil blocking first. I found this thing here that was able to use as a humidity dome. This is from a big takeout container we got. And look at this, guys. We have little babies. Look at these cute little herbs. All germinating in these little soil blocks. Aren't those adorable? I'm gonna move this out and try to show it to you guys like this. Let me see if I can rest it in here. Oh, look how cute those look. Lots of them are popping up off the soil. So exciting. First time that I have success with herbs, really. I always have kind of mixed success, but this is like the most germination I've ever had. The winter time is this one over here that I got from GreenStalk Free Seed, is the best, the champ so far. I thought this guy needed a cold stratification. I was clearly wrong because they were the first ones to germinate and they have so many little seedlings in there. Here is the orange time, which was the second one to germinate, a bit more spotty, but it's still kind of good for herbs. And here's the rosemary. Can you guys believe it? First time that I can really sprout them, germinate them. They were started on the 1st, you can see there. Look at that. It took a couple weeks to germinate, but it's pretty awesome. And the last here I have the Zatar oregano. Lots of little babies there too. Tiny, tiny little guys. Can't get too close because my camera won't pick it up. But the only thing that didn't germinate yet is the regular oregano that I was told that is super easy to germinate, but well, not yet. But I'm not giving up yet since we have so many good things happening here. I think that maybe hopefully in the next week I'll see a few seedlings on this guy as well. Even though my blocks are not that great, you can see here that this one is falling apart, this one here in the corner, but I still have a seed germinating in there, you see, right here. So I hope it can hold to the soil and come up too. Here's a closer look on the seedlings, how nice they look. And here I have my other cool flowers. I don't know why I actually put them separated like this, but I did. I decided to add the coarse vermiculite and other ones that had bigger seed and usually needs a bit of darkness to germinate too. And these I just left as is because I ran out of the fine vermiculite, but I just ordered some more and I might put some in here too because I really don't want the soil surface of these blocks to dry. And since I saw how cool they look and how successful I was with this batch, I wanted to try to repeat that and hopefully have it, you know, have it work well too. Below here, I have the ranunculus and the anemones that we also started together on the day I did the cool flowers. I'm running out of humidity domes. I only have this left one that's broken over here and I put in one of those, but I'll try to alternate every day and move it around. Technically, you don't need to put this when you're trying to pre-sprout ranunculus or anemones, but this area is so dry over here that this soil surface is drying almost every day completely on the top. You don't want your soil to be too moist so the corms won't rot, but also you don't want it to be so dry that they'll dehydrate again. So bit of a balance. It's good. I'm gonna try to dig a corm here, anemone corm, just to check out how they're doing. Oh, look at that. Oops. This guy looks pretty plump, a lot more than when we first started. I'm just going to put it back in here. No roots yet. And the ranunculus, those are massive corms, my goodness. Let me just try to get the soil out of it a little bit. I'm a little worried about the ranunculus because they felt soft when I was planting them, and that's kind of new to me. Before even when they hydrated, they felt a little firm, so I'm a little worried, but we'll see what will happen. Okay, no roots so far. No sign of anything. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the ranunculus instead of looking at the camera. But here's a little closer look. Nothing's really happening yet, but it's alright, it takes some time. And I'm glad I started early. Oh, not early, but I started when I did, because if I had delayed some more, I wouldn't have gotten many blooms this year. So we'll keep you posted, and once these guys start sending their roots, I will keep you guys updated. Here's the rest of the anemones that I didn't have a chance, that didn't fit here, and I added to these little just upcycled egg shells. And we'll wait and see what's gonna happen on these two. I have also started some strawberries because I wanted to try to grow some this year from seed. I bought this cherry blossom strawberry that's supposed to have a double pink bloom. No germination so far, but I'm really excited and hopeful that I'll get some germination on this. And that will be it for this video today. If you want to see when I started those GreenStalk seeds, I'll link the video over here so you can watch that next. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.